Hello there, and welcome to my Unison League channel, and I will be your host, Timely. So, I really want to put out a guide on how to be a small and cute dolphin. So, this is my strategy on how I hit these spawns, okay? So, depending on what you need, say you need monsters or whatnot or gear, your best bet is hitting the special spawn. Now, the reason why I like the special spawn a lot is because it is not frequent. It comes like once a month. So you have ample time to save your gems to do a special spawn. Unlike the step up spawn that comes out like every week, they don't even give you time to save gems. And also with the step up spawn, they grief you so much with terrible monsters, it's not even worth it sometimes. So if you look at the special spawn, the best spawn in there is the featured gear spawn. First it's half off, then the next two hits it's 30 gems. Now you could hit it 3 times for 75 gems for a chance at pulling really good gear, instead of doing the step up spawn twice for like, I don't know, 91 gems or something like that, 92 gems because it's 46 gems each. You're literally saving like, I don't know, guessing 15 gems by doing the featured gear 3 times, and you're getting like an extra pool. The step up spawn is like a rip-off in my opinion. I've had so much bad luck there, and every time I hit the featured gear spawn, if I get bad luck in there, I'm like, oh well, that's 15 gems. So I really like the special spawn a lot, and you don't even have to hit the featured gear 3 times. You could always spread it out by doing the featured gear once, then the ether drop spawn once, and then the monster orb spawn once as well, and they will all be half off, and you can do it for 60 gems, and there's guaranteed SSRs and the ether and monster orb too, so you actually have a chance at pulling something pretty decent. So now say you don't need these kinds of items or monsters and whatnot, and you actually need weapons, so your next bet would be to hit the class spawn. Now the class spawn is a bit more expensive, unfortunately, but that's what you're paying for. You're paying for the built-in infusions, okay? Now, infusions can get very expensive. Now, if you were to buy ether drops straight up, you'd have to buy them in the bundle. You'd get 4 ether drops, a monster orb, and 7 monster orb droplets for, I don't know, 75 bucks. That's not worth it, in my opinion. That's too much money. Instead, you could do a class spawn and get a weapon with 4 infusions in it already for the price of 80 gems. That is like $40 right there. $40 to buy 90 gems to do a class spawn once. Or you could get a 33 cost weapon from a normal spawn that has no infusions, and then waste all this fodder or equipment that's also 33 cost, and hell, you could be wasting other gear too and spend even more ether drops, 3 ether drops, just to get it up a 1 infusion, which was not worth it. So this class spawn is a godsend, okay? Now what I do personally is, whenever the class spawn comes out, I'll drop like $40, and then whenever the special spawn comes out, I'll drop like $40. Now, these spawns are not too frequent to the point where, you know, you could save your gems pretty easily to do them. So you can save 75 gems for the special spawn. When that comes out, you could do that, and then when the class spawn comes out, drop $40 to do that one time. In my opinion, that is the best bang for your buck. Now, that doesn't really solve the issue on how to get monster pots and whatnot, because you cannot just get monster pots from doing the featured gear spawn all the time. Now, to get monster pots, your best bet is by doing free-to-play events. Sometimes you'll have to crack open your wallet to actually, you know, get gems, to get AP refills and gem flip cards and whatnot, but that's okay, because you're probably spending, I don't know, at most, like 75 to 90 gems for a free-to-play monster or something like that, which is $40. And then compared to doing a step-up spawn 4 times, 5 times to get fodder or whatnot, you'd be spending like 200 plus gems just to max pot a 32 or 3 cost monster. So, in my opinion, spending money like $40 on a free-to-play event is not too bad. You can get those monster pots. Some free-to-play events are better than others. For example, the Octo event, the Christmas Noel event, and the collab we just had from Full Metal Alchemist, King Bradley. Those are all really good events to farm to get free-to-play monsters, to get 35 and 36 cost stat sticks. So now, you'll be asking me about, what about armors and helms? How do I get good armors and helms? Now, preferably, I don't really focus on armors and helms too much. You will get these kinds of things along the way by doing the advertisement spawn, and by doing just normal spawns in general. There's always a chance at pulling like a 31 cost piece of equipment in there, or a 32 cost piece of equipment in there. And besides, most of the time you're going to be stacking elemental gear anyways, so it's only for player versus player is where you'd want to stack like high cost armors and helms and whatnot to stack your defenses. But in this game, defenses don't really mean anything, and it's either you null, proc, or die. So that's why I don't really, take the defenses so much into account. You don't really need like super high gear score from your armors and helms. You can just put what you need in there. All these great openers are available in the free-to-play. You can just get your regen, your constants, and your normal procs all from the freaking advertisement spawn and regular spawns and whatnot. And if you really do want the stats, you could always go into the recycle metals and get the Azure gear, armor, and equipment and whatnot. So, in conclusion guys, the special spawn is your friend. Do the featured gear spawn 3 times for your chance at pulling a really good monster within 75 gems. Second, if you need to get your weapons, always go to the class spawn. You could save your free-to-play gems, or you can drop $40 to do it one time. If you just, spend $40 once a month on a class spawn, eventually you're going to get more and more weapons, and it'll just keep adding into your collection, and you're just going to get stronger over time. You don't want to do it all at once, because then you're not a dolphin anymore. You're a whale. You want to trickle it in very slowly, and once you start playing for 1 to 2 years, and then on your 3rd year you're going to have like a really good base of equipment and whatnot. And then third, always get your monster pots from free-to-play events. Now don't worry if you need to spend like $40 on a free-to-play event to get those monster pots, because you're actually saving a lot more money than you would be by buying monster orbs and doing step-up spawns. And lastly, if you really do need to go for something, if you really need to, crack open the wallet and get something, you have to make sure it's power creep, okay? For example, the res opening gear, straight up power creep. Drop $100 to get one. Who cares? You need it. Okay, stellar gear, the damage down constants, power creep. Definitely get it. Super rare, hard to obtain now. You missed your chance if you missed it. However, I would not will monsters, because monsters are the most expensive in this game. Now if you were to wait 2 to 3 months, these monsters become cheaper because newer monsters come out. For example, we have Kroit, Branma, and all the mortal sins all in the featured gear spawn. They all used to be locked behind treasure spawns too, So yeah, I hope I helped you guys out on how to be a small and cute dolphin. Now, I have to get going now. Peace.